Hey everybody, let's go bowling. Everybody can strike, but you have to have the right equipment, especially your balls. My name is Hector Rojas and I'm a level 1 bowling coach. Today we're going to talk about 3 different bowling balls and their structure. So, we'll jump right in. You have the plastic ball, which is the Storm Ice. Then you have the Storm Reign Supreme, and then you have what professionals use, which is the Hammer Taboo. So the first ball we're going to talk about is the Storm Ice. This ball is a plastic ball. Okay, of course it comes in different colors. You know, this is specifically for using spares only. Most bowlers try to use it for different things, but then it doesn't come out that well. Then we move on to the Storm Reign Supreme. Now this ball is a little bit more aggressive, but this is what most of your typical bowlers use in most of your bowling centers today. Now Storm is the only company that uses fragrances in their balls. If you've never tried it, I'd encourage you to go out to a bowling center or a pro shop and just take a look around and actually smell the balls. This one here is specifically the cinnamon fragrance. They have many, many different fragrances available: blueberry, vanilla, apple pie, so on. And then we move on to your professional equipment. This is the Hammer Taboo. Now with the Hammer Taboo, this is the most aggressive ball you can get, one of the most aggressive balls you can get on the market today. The cover stock, which I'll explain all of that here in a little bit, is the most aggressive cover stock on the market. So as you can see, this is a little bit duller ball. The medium-sized ball here is a little bit more polished. And then, of course, you have the plastic ball, which is even more polished. So now what we'll do is go into the cover stocks, the cores, and just explain to you how they work. The core on the plastic ball, the Storm Ice, is here. It's inside, and the weight block is right up top. Now, this is specifically what they call a 3-piece traditional. You have the core here, which is just a filler material that keeps the weight block in place, as well as there's a pin, which is the center point of gravity. Now, for most of you that don't understand what I'm talking about, the core and the weight block is like the engine of a car. So if you have a small engine, you're not going to go that fast. The bigger the engine, the faster you're going to go. So therefore, the cover stock, you come back to the cover stock, which is on the outside. Now think of the cover stock as your tires. If you have ball tires, what are you going to do? You're going to slide. So for this ball here, this is your plastic ball, which is the Storm Ice here. Now, what that's going to do is just slide down and pick up your spares. Now we're going to move on to the medium ball. The medium ball, of course, again, is your Storm Reign Supreme. Now, again, as you can see, as illustrated here, this is your weight block. Then around it is your core. Bigger engine, goes faster. It rotates faster. Also, the cover stock is more aggressive. It is an RS2 hybrid reactive, which really just means that it has small pores and it absorbs the oil more for a little bit more hook and a little bit more friction. So most of your elite bowlers, most of the bowlers in your local bowling centers use these type of balls. These are the medium-sized balls, medium range balls. Now we move on to we move on to your most aggressive balls. Now, these balls are specifically used by professionals and more advanced bowlers. Again, these balls are a little expensive. It just depends on what your taste is. Now, again, this is the Hammer Taboo. We're speaking on the cover stock. We're speaking on the core. So therefore, the core here is what they call the gas mask core. Core, the weight block. The bigger the weight block, the faster it's going to go. Just like the engine. Of course, the core on the outsides here is just it just holds it in place. It's the spot between the weight block and the cover stock. Now again, the cover stock on this ball is what they call the Grand Theft Reactive. Again, it's just the name that they give it. However, this ball is the most reactive ball you can get on the market. So naturally, the pores are going to be larger, so therefore it soaks up a lot more, or rather absorbs a lot more oil. So then hence you get more friction and more hook down the lane. Now, this ball here can also be used on very dry lanes, which is your plastic ball. The plastic, it's the Storm Ice. That one is used on dry lanes, very dry lanes, or just for your spares. The Storm Reign Supreme is used for medium to oil lanes, so you can get a little bit more hook, you can get a little bit more what they call push down the lane, and then it makes its move into the pockets, or what we call, of course, the pin. So then you have, of course, your Hammer Taboo, which is the most aggressive ball, and it's only for your heavy oil. And so when you send it down the lane, it's going to absorb all this oil and create more friction, more hook into the pins, and give you your best chance in striking. Again, thank you for your time. I'm Hector Rojas, and now you know a little bit of the structure of the bowling balls and how they react on the lane.